Independent retail business can mean so many things these days. A brick and mortar store, an e-commerce business, a maker's online shop, a booth at an antique mall, and more. No matter which category you're in, Kathy Cruz, a fellow retail business owner and retail educator, will teach you how to market and manage your business efficiently so you can spend time doing other things you love. Welcome to the Savvy Shopkeeper Podcast.
Welcome to episode 33 of the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast, my favorite software and tools for shopkeepers. I'm your host, Kathy Cruz. My intention for this episode is to share some of my favorite tools and software for running a retail brick and mortar business. These are the tools I either personally use myself or through research and many conversations with fellow shopkeepers. I know these software and tools come highly recommended and alleviate pain points for other shopkeepers. I hope you find this episode really helpful. Before I forget, you will find links to many of the tools and software programs I mentioned on my website at savvyshopkeeper.com/resources. That's savvy with 2 V's, shopkeeper.com/resources. I want to add that although I'm not an affiliate or a referral partner for some of the tools I'm going to talk about today, I do make a small referral commission for some of the links shared on my website page and for some of the tools and software programs I talk about, but not all of them. Again, I just want to share what's helpful to shopkeepers. First, let's start off with a shopkeeper shout out. It was a 5-star review that was titled Best Small Biz Podcast, and I love that. That's a huge compliment. But it was Kelly of 714 Home, and her website is shop714home.com. And of course, I'll have it linked in the show notes. But Kelly said, Savvy Shopkeeper podcasts are chock full of useful, clear, and concise information. I've learned so much from Kathy and look forward to the next one. So Kelly, thank you. I know you follow me on social media. I'm following you too. I really appreciate all of your comments, all of the encouragement, all of the support. If you don't think I notice, I do. I look forward to reading all of your comments all the time. I appreciate you. And I think it's important for you to know that. Okay. And the one thing I want to mention too about Kelly and her store, if you follow her on Facebook or Instagram, you can scroll through her pictures to see her checkout counter. It's carved wood and it's amazing. I'll try to see if I can grab a picture from her Facebook account. And I'll put it in the show notes on the website just because in terms of checkout counters, this one really blew me away. So make sure you visit the show notes on my website. That'll be savvyshopkeeper.com/episode 33 if you want to see a picture of it. Kelly, I hope you don't mind that I most likely will grab a picture and put it on my blog just because it's that amazing. Okay, so let's get started on episode 33. I have a page on my website, like I mentioned before, that's dedicated to tools I recommend for shopkeepers. It's not all inclusive. Man, if I listed every single tool that I think would be helpful, the page would be super long. It's already long, but I think it's important because sometimes people just want to know, like, what are a retailer's experience with a piece of software or a tool that they use? And I know recommendations and referrals are important in our own businesses, and it's really important when you're trying to find the right tool for your own business. So on that list, I have things from email marketing to point of sale systems, survey and form software. It's just a variety of things that I have again, I said this before, but I've either used or I know other shopkeepers are using and that they find truly helpful. So again, that page is savvyshopkeeper.com/resources. Okay, let's get started. The first one is Flowdesk. That's Flowdesk. And this is a new, visually appealing and user-friendly email marketing platform. I was a MailChimp user for years and was always frustrated or unhappy with the design. Sorry, MailChimp. I'm really sorry, but it's the truth. And then Flowdesk came along, and it was like the clouds opened up and the sun started shining down on my email marketing strategy. Flowdesk is really ideal for the rookie email marketer and probably more advanced emails. But I just want to make sure that if you're new to email marketing or you've heard that MailChimp or other platforms can be really difficult to learn, I'm here to tell you that Flowdesk is easy to learn. It's really good for branding too. So if you have certain color schemes or logo or design style, Flowdesk is going to make it really easy for you to capture that brand in your emails. It also has pre-made templates that are really easy to choose from and a simple platform to work in. Don't get me wrong, again, you can do some advanced things like segmenting, creating workflows. And if you're hearing these words and they're scaring you, don't let it scare you. It'll just be your level of growth as you move forward with email marketing. If you're a beginner and email platforms scare you, this is a really great place to start. And to create that first list, which is just like a general list that you send the same email to everyone on your list. And when you're first starting, that is completely okay. Your email list is more important than ever. And I want to stress this. If you didn't catch my episode on email marketing, and I have a couple blog posts about email marketing too, I'm going to link that episode in the show notes. I'm drawing a blank right now what the episode number is, but we'll be sure to link it in the show notes. Listen to that first. It'll be a good starting point before you start that email list and start sending emails to your customers. Now, if you're a big e-commerce seller, Flowdesk may not be the best fit. I think it integrates with Shopify. Don't quote me on that. But the reason I bring up Shopify is because Shopify has some really fantastic email marketing apps like Klaviyo. I don't know how to say it, but it starts with a K, Klaviyo. Personally, I've never used it, but I've heard some amazing reviews about that app. And you can do some advanced email marketing strategy and techniques using that app. And the reason I mention it is because there are going to be different levels of email marketing. And if you're just starting out and you've never started a list before, and you want to dive in, but you want to make sure it's easy, Flowdesk is a good option. Okay, I think I've said that enough. You get it. The next tool on my list is Zoom. And Zoom, most of you know, because once coronavirus hit and we were all quarantined, millions and millions of people hopped on Zoom to have conference calls with their family members, with their friends, with their team members. But it's a video communications company that offers an easy cloud platform for video and audio conferencing. And with many of us shopkeepers shifting to teaching workshops and classes online, Zoom is a really affordable option for doing just that, teaching online. There's a free plan and there are paid plans, and even their first paid plan, I think, is $15. It's reasonable. It just depends on how many students you think you'll have on the call, how much recording time you need. Just make sure you take a look at their plans. But I taught a class on Zoom on how to teach on Zoom. So meta, right? If you're a Shopkeepers Learning Lab subscriber, you'll find it in the Academy. So you just want to log in to shopkeepersacademy.com, get into the Learning Lab, and you'll find the lesson in there. Okay, so the next tool is Canva Pro. And if you have heard of Canva, it's a graphic design platform that allows users to create social media graphics, presentations. I create a lot of my slide decks for class presentations. You can create posters and postcards and other visual content. It's like a drag and drop type of software. It's really easy, even for those of us that have no graphic design experience. Now, Canva is the software I use for all my graphics and design. I make social media graphics, Instagram stories graphics, printable flyers for our store, like I mentioned, slide decks for presentations, in-store signage, and so much more. If graphic design scares you, Canva is a solution. It'll surprise you how easy it is to design in there. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of templates to choose from, and it just depends on what you're picking. There's templates for social media, there's templates for slide presentations, there's templates for flyers. I want to say that Canva's free plan is great. It really is, but the pro plan is even better, and I think that's what I have linked on my resources page on the website. What's so good about the Canva Pro plan is that you can add team members. So let's say, for instance, you delegated your social media management and somebody on your team creates social media graphics, but you want them to be consistent. Well, you can add them as a team member. It is a little bit more for each team member that you add, but giving them access to it and letting them create their own templates, their own graphics, whenever they have the time makes it super convenient. You can also save your brand colors. So if part of your brand is a certain set of, 4 colors, you can save those 4 colors in your Canva Pro plan, and that way it makes it easy. If you use particular fonts, you can save those fonts. There's just so many more advanced things you can do with the Pro plan, and I think it's $12.95 a month. It's reasonable, nothing crazy. For me, well worth it because it saves all those brand elements. I don't have to constantly add them or search for them. They're saved in my dashboard. And if you have more than one business like me, you can save multiple brands under the same account. It's not like you need 2 Canva Pro accounts. I have all brand elements, fonts, colors, all that stuff saved for both my brick and mortar store and for Savvy Shopkeeper under the same Pro account. So I wanted to mention that too. It's a little bit of an investment every month, and then they most likely offer a yearly plan. I think it's well worth it. That's one recurring subscription that I don't question every month. Okay, the next tool is Gusto, I think. Now, this is a company that provides a cloud-based payroll, benefits, and human resource management software for businesses based in the United States. And this one is important because after COVID-19 hit and many of us were mandated to close, we all learned some really big business lessons. And if you didn't catch those episodes, it's episode 25 and 26. Those were all of the business lessons I learned as a result of our quarantine and being mandated to close. One lesson in particular is the difference between a 1099 employee and a payroll employee. Now, I think what happens is many shopkeepers just defer to 1099 employees because it's easy. If payroll scares you, Gusto, it's got to be Gusto, right? Gusto might be a great solution. This is an online service that simplifies payroll for small business owners. Now, I will say I personally don't use it, but again, that isn't always the case for the products I recommend. My recommendation is based on a lot of feedback that I've seen from other business owners. And I've seen it from retailers, a couple in Master Shopkeepers, 2 who highly recommend it. I think the software just does everything for you. It figures out all of the taxes, it pays those, it pays the employee. So just make sure you check it out if you've been looking for a solution for payroll. The new sponsor for this podcast is the Shopkeepers Academy. Tell me if you can relate to this as a shopkeeper. You crave sisterhood from other retail shop owners going through the same thing. You desperately search online for tools or education that will help you get ahead as a business owner, but Google is exhausting because you're busy running a business. And when you do find resources online, it isn't tailored to your type of business, an independent retail store. You need the guidance of lessons and information that empower you to keep your business afloat, or better yet, thriving in this stressful world. That's where the Shopkeepers Academy comes in. The Shopkeepers Academy is an online platform that was built specifically for independent retail business owners. It's a one-stop shop to sign up for education and community. Whether you want to grab an affordable ebook like a 9-page shipping guide, or get access to a comprehensive list of lessons by subscribing to the Shopkeepers Learning Lab, or if you want to join Master Shopkeepers, and that's a paid mastermind group of brick and mortar store owners, you'll know that every option in the Academy was designed for you, the independent retail business owner. I want to help all brick and mortar retailers work less and profit more. Is this what you want too? Visit shopkeepersacademy.com for more information. Okay, the next tool or software program, I should say, is Shopify. This is another product that I don't personally use, but I have a ton of experience with. So in the past, I've created many websites using the Shopify platform. On occasion, I still take on a website or 2, but these projects take time, so I don't actually do a lot of website design anymore. The reason I recommend Shopify for brick and mortar store owners is because it's an all-in-one tool. Shopify will give you a website, It will provide you all of the tools and parts and pieces that you need for a point of sale system. It gives you the ability to add apps to the system so that you can integrate email marketing, inventory management, a loyalty program. So what happens oftentimes is shopkeepers have like a point of sale system and then a separate website, and the two don't talk to each other. So now there are issues with inventory management. With Shopify, you can get it all in one, and it all integrates. It all talks to each other. So you're not manually updating your inventory management. It is for sure, probably depending on the shopkeeper I speak to, I would say it's the one point of sale and website program that I recommend, probably 80-90% of the time. Way too many independent retail business owners are manually adjusting inventory between their point of sale and their websites. So that's why I like Shopify. Shopify is definitely an investment. And generally with each app you add, there's an added cost, but the feedback has consistently been good that the investment is worth it. And there are lots of shopkeepers and savvy shopkeepers who use the entire package. They use the equipment, they have the website, they have the point of sale system, and again, they're big fans of it. You can waste hours and time putting a Band-Aid on issues related to inventory management, or you can invest in a system that simplifies it all. I think Shopify normally offers a 30-day promotion where you get free 30 days. For the website when you set that up. But I think they're currently offering 90 days for free. I think that promotion is still going on, and they implemented that because of COVID-19. Anyhow, the link is on my website for Shopify. I can't recommend it enough. Just be prepared to do the research to figure out all of the parts and pieces that you would need. The other thing I want to mention is everyone raves about their support too. I'm a Shopify partner, and Shopify partners have a different support system or support portal. And I know that is amazing. So it sounds like their support for retail business owners is also just as good. So I just want to make sure I mention that too. I think what happens is there are other point of sale systems or website platforms. You can't speak to anyone on the phone. Shopify is different. You can actually speak to someone on the phone. You can use their chat support. Again, I just want to make sure I mention it. Okay, this episode is going to be long. I feel like I keep talking. The next tool is Trello. Now, that's Trello. This is a really easy, free, flexible, and visual way to manage projects and organize information. In Trello, you'll start with a board, and then on each board you have lists, and then under each list there are cards. So again, it's information management. Members of Master Shopkeepers hear me talk about Trello all the time. And there are other similar tools out there. I actually will be diving into a system called ClickUp soon because I really want to check it out. It sounds similar. But if you're looking for a place to brain dump information, ideas, partner with team members on collaborative projects in your store, if you want to create a list of tasks for someone to follow and for someone on your team to follow, Trello might be worth looking into, and they do have a free plan. And I actually still use the free plan, and I think I have probably over 15 boards in my Trello account. If you want to start blogging, for instance, for your retail business, I have a blogging lesson in the Learning Lab of the Shopkeepers Academy. And this is where I teach people how to use a Trello board to get started on a blogging project. It helps keep you organized. It's a great place to dump ideas about blogging. It's a great tool to keep you organized. What's great is there's an accompanying phone app. So whenever like a new idea pops into my head or I have something to add to my Trello boards, I just open up the app on my phone and I add the information right there. I don't have to wait to get on the computer to do it. And then it all syncs. What's on your app versus what's in your account if you log in on a computer. One member of Master Shopkeepers learned about Trello in a masterclass I taught, and she built her entire employee handbook in Trello. It's impressive. And it's a really good idea because we all know our rules for our stores and our systems and our processes for our store. They're constantly changing. So instead of having to print out a new 30-page handbook every time something changes, this is a digital version that can be updated regularly and you're not wasting a ton of paper. Okay, the next tool is Shopventory. Now, Shopventory is a cloud-based real-time inventory management solution, and it can be integrated with a range of sales systems like Square, Clover, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, QuickBooks Online. And the reason I'm mentioning this, even though I just said in Shopify is an all-in-one package, sometimes when you have a point of sale system that doesn't integrate with your online shop, you need a tool that will help the two systems talk to each other. And in my particular instance for my own store, Shopventory is the inventory management system that talks both to Square and our online store, which is WooCommerce. So now I don't have to constantly manually update the inventory in our store. If someone buys something in our online store, it tells Square to deduct that inventory from our Square system. I hope this makes sense. So this can get confusing because Square offers Square for Retail for inventory management, and Shopify offers apps for inventory management. But again, this is the tool that syncs for us the two platforms. I haven't used other inventory management programs, but I like that we can turn products or even categories on and off in Shopventory. So let's say, for instance, there's a category, a holiday or a Christmas category that I don't want people to see in our online shop. When it's not holiday season, I can turn that off. It also has the ability to run a report that shows me inventory that's quote unquote old. So I can determine the time frame. It'll tell me all of the inventory in our store that's older than, let's say, 90 days or older than 180 days. And then I can decide what to do with that inventory. Shopventory now offers subcategories too. So if that's something that you've been interested in, Shopventory has that. If you haven't started logging your inventory in a system so you can calculate inventory turn or run other valuable reports, please start this process. You should, as a brick and mortar store owner, have an inventory management system. Okay, the next tool is MemberVault. Now, this is a content hosting platform that you can use to provide free and paid content access to students and clients. So essentially, it's a teaching platform. It's comparable to something like Teachable or Thinkific or Podia, if you have ever heard of those. And this will only apply to you if you're actually teaching something through your brick and mortar retail business. So if you're a brick and mortar store owner who has now shifted to teaching classes or a skill online and you want a place to store and sell your classes, MemberVault is worth considering. I know many people look at other platforms, but MemberVault is owned by a husband and wife team. They're constantly improving the platform, and their support is amazing. You can embed videos. So if you have YouTube videos from classes you teach or anything like that, you can embed those. You can add PDF files. I can go on and on about MemberVault, but it's where I house the Shopkeepers Academy. So if you want to see an example of what you can do with MemberVault, go to shopkeepersacademy.com and you'll have an idea of how you can set up your own online teaching platform for your customers. The last tool I want to mention is Typeform. Now, the free equivalent to this, and Typeform does have a free plan. I think it just includes one form. But the free equivalent to this would be something like Google Forms. But the reason I like Typeform and the reason why you would use Typeform is, like, let's say, for instance, you have an application or a form that you want your customers to fill out, or you want to survey your customers. You could either use Google Forms or Typeform. And the reason I like Typeform for some brick and mortar store owners is it offers the branded look. So if you wanted particular colors, or you want to add nice images that fit with your brand, if you want a more robust online form builder, I think it even does quizzes, if that's something that you're interested in. I believe their paid plans start at $35 a month, so it is a little bit of an investment. I use their free plan, which is enough right now. I have in the past used their paid plan, but then I downgraded when I was cutting expenses. But it's just something to think about. You could use Google Forms or Typeform, but I think forms, even for brick and mortar businesses, are really important. It simplifies processes. It should simplify applications, maybe even job applications whenever you're hiring. So just something to think about. I know we all love free, but some shopkeepers put a lot of effort into their brands. And if design is important to you, then Typeform could be a good option. Okay, so to summarize, these are the 7 tools and software programs I suggested. Flowdesk for email, Zoom for online teaching, Canva Pro for graphic design, Gusto for payroll, Trello for information management and project management, Shopventory for inventory management, and Typeform for forms, applications, surveys. When people ask how I run 2 businesses at one time, I can honestly attribute it to having systems and processes in place. And I'll talk about this more in a future episode, but these online tools are not only helpful in terms of data in my businesses, but they're equally important in saving me time and keeping me super organized. If you want to see the show notes to this long episode, I feel like it's super long, it's savvyshopkeeper.com/episode 33. Or if you want to visit the page where all of these are linked and listed, that's savvyshopkeeper.com/resources. I'll have it all linked in the show notes. So until the next episode, be savvy and boss up.